Hello everybody, this is Earl Harville of Earl Harville Vox Studios coming to you today with a new video. I'm covering an exercise which is one of my favorite vocal warm-ups and cool downs and vocal refresheners. I consider it to be the fraternal twin of the straw exercise, which I covered in a previous video, and you can go back and watch that to get more clarity there. They are both semi-occluded vocal tract exercises. And I've talked about that concept before in previous videos as well. In the semi-occluded vocal tract exercise, there's a place somewhere in the vocal tract where there's closure other than the opening and closing of the vocal folds. Either it's the lips closing, as in a hum, or the teeth coming against the tongue, teeth coming against the lips, as in a V, or the closing of the teeth, Z, or an NG where the tongue goes up and basically cuts off the mouth resonator from the nasal resonator, or a lip trill where there's the closure of the lips. What happens in those exercises is there's a positive back pressure that comes from the closure, the spot of the closure, back toward the vocal folds, which helps the vocal folds close more easily and more efficiently. Then they send some positive pressure back up, and this is wonderful back and forth phenomenon that happens. The straw exercise is one of the most efficient of them all. But this particular exercise I'm teaching you today is the Puffy O's, and I feel that it is as efficient, or even more so for some people, than even the straw. It's going to sound like an ooh to you, but you're actually saying oh, but you are puffing up the lips almost as if you're blowing into a trumpet mouthpiece. Again, closure created here at the lips, and where the straw exercise lengthens the vocal tract out this way. Essentially, you can think of the vocal tract being spread this way because of the puffing of the cheeks. If you have an issue making the puffy O sound at first, you can just place your finger on your lips, as if you're again blowing into a trumpet mouthpiece, and it helps you feel that resistance. And once you got a feeling of it, and it feels solid for you, you can remove your finger. The best way to start, like with the straw, is to do some slides first. Try a couple of those. Remember, don't get louder as you go higher. Then you can do some sirens, some little pulses. You can try that a couple times. Got it? Feels great on the voice. It allows the body to use a minimum amount of air that it takes just to keep the vocal folds vibrating. This gets us in the habit of having a stingy use of air that will keep us from fatiguing the instrument and overworking the instrument and creating way too much friction in the vocal folds. So once you've done some slides and some glides, then we can move into a scale. I'm going to start with the fellas. We're going to start down on a low G. And first, we're going to do just an octave arpeggio. Got it? Real simple. Let's try that a few times. Ready? Here we go. The goal is to keep a consistent airflow, consistent volume, and not to feel that you are pulling upward as you're going higher in your range. All right, gentlemen, you are going through that first bridge. Remember, as the vocal folds stretch and thin as we ascend in our range, we don't need more air. It'll move faster, but we don't need more air. Drop out when it gets too high for you. Excellent. Let's try that for the ladies. Ladies, we're going to start you down here on the E flat. Are you ready? Again, this should feel great on your voice. Because again, it doesn't require a ton of air. It's very good to help us find ease in moving between chest voice, middle, and into the head voice. And then makes it relatively easy to slip into our higher extension. Remember, you don't want to pull up vocal weight. Just let it float. Ladies, this is your third bridge. This is the high B flat 5. Here's the female high C, C6. And you didn't have to go all the way up if it was not comfortable. Once that feels great, you can move on to patterns like the octave and a half, which is one of the standard patterns I would use with my clients in my studio. For the guys, it would go like this. The octave and a half pattern is great because it is an octave and a half long, which means that almost from the beginning of the exercise, you're having to learn to balance the transition out of chest voice into middle voice and into head voice very quickly. So guys, let's just do a little bit of that. Starting you here on an A flat. Here we go. Again, don't pull vocal weight. Just let it float. This is bridge number 2 for the fellas. Here's the male high C. One more. Great. Ladies, I'm going to start you here on an E. Here we go. Again, don't worry about pulling weight. This is not an exercise for weight. It's about airflow, good vocal fold closure, and freedom. Here's your high B flat. And the female high C. You can also use this great exercise as a cool down at the end of a long rehearsal or teaching day or recording session. If you are a big talker on your particular job, all you would do is start in head voice and come back down. You could do anything like slides. So for the ladies, you might start here. Guys, you may want to start somewhere around B flat. And start there and come down slowly and easily back down into your chest voice. This will be an exercise you'll come to have in your tool chest, again, to get your voice going, to refresh your voice, and to cool down your voice after a lot of usage. Try this one, enjoy it. I'm sure you will. Leave me comments in the comment section to tell me how you felt this exercise worked for you. If you've got any concerns or questions, you can always contact me at earlharvillevox@gmail.com. That's earlharvillevox, VOX, @gmail.com. If you want to schedule a free 15-minute consultation, you can again reach me at earlharvillevox@gmail.com, or you can leave me a voicemail message at 562-387-8025. Go forth and have fun singing, y'all.